Hi folks, it's Richard from Inclusive Driving. I've just had an email 8 minutes ago from the DVSA and it talks about trialling changes to the driving test. I haven't read through all of this myself, so excuse me not making eye contact with you and staring at my phone as I read. So it says, on the 6th of May 2025, we will begin a trial to increase the amount of time your pupils spend on higher speed roads, including rural roads during a driving test. We know that rural roads are some of the most dangerous high-speed roads for novice drivers. The current killed or seriously injured statistics show that 48% of casualties in young car driver collisions occur on rural roads compared to 42% for other aged car driver collisions. Blah, 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 blah. It's happening at just a handful of driving test centres. It's not actually going to affect any of my learners, but this is just for general interest. Details on the trial. The trial will run for 3 months at 20 driving test centres across Great Britain. Avonmouth, Bishopbriggs, excuse me, I haven't got my reading glasses on. Bolton, Cambridge, Cardiff, Dudley. I've never used Dudley, but one of my other instructors does. So I need to send this email to him as well. Halifax, Hendon, Hereford, Hornchurch, Isleworth, Maidstone, Middlesbrough, Musselburgh, Norris Green, Norwich, Nottingham, Oxford, Portsmouth, Wakefield. And the changes are as follows. Reducing the number of stops during the driving test from 4 to 3. Currently, there are 4 stops on the driving test which take place on lower risk roads with lower speed limits. The need to find 4 slower speed areas to do these stops limits the distance that can be covered on a test, which impacts the number of high speed roads that can be accessed. Reducing the number of stops from 4 to 3 will allow flexibility for test routes to spend more time on higher speed roads. So I can see why this isn't affecting my 2 local test centres of Featherstone and Wolverhampton, because Wolverhampton, we've got 50-mile-an-hour dual carriageways everywhere, and Featherstone itself is on a national speed limit rural road. Number 2, changing the frequency of carrying out an emergency stop from 1 in 3 tests to 1 in 7. Like the controlled stops, emergency stops need to be done in lower speed areas, which limits the distance that can be covered on tests. This again impacts the number of high speed roads that can be accessed. Reducing the number of tests where an emergency stop is done will increase the amount of time that can be spent on higher speed roads, including rural roads. In addition to this, there has been no change to the frequency where an emergency stop is done during a test since 1999. Since then, technology has improved and the fitting of an anti-lock braking system became mandatory on new cars in 2004. Offer the flexibility to increase the time of the independent driving on SatNav from 20 minutes currently to the full duration of the test. Increasing the amount of time spent using a SatNav allows more time for the driving examiner to test independent driving skills. Throughout the trial, we will continue to monitor the new routes and review the impact changes are having on tests. So there we have it, hot off the press. Number of stops at certain test centres is changing from 4 to 3. No big deal, really. Carrying out emergency stops 1 in 7 testings, 1 of 3. No big deal, really. You've still got to learn to do it. This is probably the most significant change then, increasing the time of independent driving on SatNav to the full duration of the test. Well, we'll keep an eye on that and we'll have an update when we get another email. Well, that's all for now, and we'll see you on another video very soon. I can put my glasses back on now. Oh, that's better. I can see you.